So we have a debate question today that we want to put out there, and the question is, gentlemen, if you meet a woman, 3 or 4 months, you all are spending time together, you starting to like her, you feel like she's going to be the one, and then she says to you, every relationship I had prior to you, I cheated. But I've changed now. So I'm not a cheater any longer. Gentlemen, would that be a deal breaker for you, Steve?
I would just, first of all, you have to be honest with yourself. When you say you thought or you were thinking she was the one, are you being honest with yourself? Are you really ready to settle down? A lot of times we lie to ourselves when we know the person that we're looking at, they ain't ready. We go with them anyway because we know we ain't ready subconsciously. And so you can't lie to yourself. Yes, you can. So let me just say it like that.
But is that a deal breaker for you? Is that if she said that to you, would that have an impact?
At 51 years old, let me be candid. I don't think I'm married, and I don't think I'm still ready to settle down. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Wait a minute. But let me ask you this. Now, let me hear that again. Are you saying that the woman cheated?
She said to you previously in all of her relationships prior to meeting you, she cheated on every man. But she's changed, and moving forward in a relationship with you, she's not going to cheat any longer. Is that a deal breaker for you?
I want to go next.
Go ahead.
Go next. That's a tough one.
No.
That's a tough one.
I'm the youngest blood in this room.
Right.
For me, I live my life in the regard and or respect of ignorance is bliss. So if you have whatever going on, as long as it does not make its way to my doorstep, as long as it's not jumping in my lap, we're good to go. I think in regards to fidelity and infidelity, I personally believe that the only time men really get caught up is because of the fact that women pay attention to changes in your behavior, changes in your attitude. They call it intuition. I don't believe in intuition. I believe that you do certain things, women have a tendency to catch on to what it is that you do or the changes that you make in your life. So because if we're operating on this standard, because of the fact that, maybe you start working out more, right? Maybe you start wearing cologne. Maybe you start, you might start moving differently. Your woman naturally is going to catch on to this. I think personally women are better cheaters than men, because women have a tendency to take into context all the things that they would do, and then they pay attention to what it is that you're doing, and they move forward from there.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, to answer your question, Robert, I believe that if she says that she is, a renewed and changed woman, then I will give her the benefit of the doubt. Nah. However, as long as it does not hop into my lap, we're good to go. Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, it is. I don't think that will be a deal breaker, but here's the trick to that. Depending on your age, I'm talking about the man and his experience, it'll definitely show me how I should roll. I will look at it in a different picture. My depiction of her would be slightly changed a little bit, and I would treat her differently. I wouldn't be trying to give her everything right now because I need to test you out.
So you'll be somewhat apprehensive in terms of
if you want to use that terminology, but I would just slow roll that whole conversation. There's certain things I wouldn't mess with. In terms of making sure I'm not giving you my all, my heart. You get what I mean? Because I don't know.
What is that?
You don't know. You just don't know.
Let me ask.
You're going to be caught up.
Let me ask. You, based on Robert's question, you've been with this person 3-4 months and you like that person. So it's kind of like you're looking down the line now.
Right.
And so I guess my question would be, where do you get off with, still kind of holding her on this leash to a certain degree.
You talking about if it depends on? Okay, here's the thing. It depends on when you told me this.
Right. We already know.
Right.
Let's say date 1. She says this.
Oh, you're on probation.
God,
You're on probation.
So you would keep seeing her, but
You're
you're
on probation. You on
See,
probation.
to me, you're
just-
gauging how a person would bring that up at the first date. What
Right.
type of human being, first of all, right? And ultimately, what's the ultimate topic? Everybody has a past, right?
Right.
we all do.
Are you the type of person that is so insecure that every time you meet a person, their past is what you focus in on? Like,
And that's a deeper
But you
conversation.
learn
right
from the
there.
past.
That's a deeper conversation.
and again, I don't want to be
You're right,
devil's
it
advocate
is.
all
You
the
learn.
time, but again, it's usually us that make the bad decision, not what we receive. And again,
Right.
women out of control of the gatekeepers. Period. A guy can be physically
Definitely.
overwhelming,
Yeah.
but
What are you talking-
that's it. That's
the
all.
gatekeeper?
Most
What?
women I know ran stuff. My granny was gangster. She ran stuff. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, again, it's usually you that's making a bad decision. You can pull out sooner than later. You're telling
So
yourself.
let me
right
hold
here,
on. We make
that
the
ain't
bad.
the
Hold
one.
on. Is it that I believe women and men both make bad decisions?
Okay.
We just seem to get caught in our bad decision making. Because I
100%.
think women make as many bad decisions as men do.
Yeah, if not more, 100%.
Yeah.
You know, so I just think sometimes we might,
I don't know. It just, to me, in that aspect, I know what the type of person I am.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you tell me that on the jump, you needed me to know this. So I'm gonna take what you said to heart, and then I'm gonna watch you. And here's the thing: when I mean watch you, I'm not saying I'm gonna be, hey, what you doing? You know what I mean? Or where you going? I'm not talking about that, but I'm gonna watch how you roll. I'm gonna see if you spending too much time outside this relationship. Because here's my thing. Tell me how you want us to roll, and that's how we're going to roll. But if you say you've been cheating all along, hey, we don't got to have no tight net relationship. We could just kick it. You get what I mean? Still do what you do. And here, listen, I'm about this. I'll say, hey, listen, you do what you want to do. I'll do what I want to do. And when we tired of doing that, then maybe we could probably work this thing out. But we'll keep that relationship going. Just be real. Just have a real conversation.
Yes.
And not be out here, you doing this, and now I got to figure this out. Because listen, I'm 51. You know what I mean? If I wasn't married, I don't got time for games. You see what I mean? I don't have time. I need somebody who want to get that bag. You got to want to get the bag.
Mm-hmm.
If you get in the bag, let's get the bag. But hey, you live your life the way you want to live it. I live it my way. We ain't got to play these games.
Now, would you, if she brought it up, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Say she brought it up, she introduced, she said, this is what my past has been. Would you ask even more probing questions? Well, man, what led to you cheating? Or would you just take it as she presents it and keep it moving? Or would that intrigue you to ask more questions about, man, I mean, what led you to this? And why you cheat for the last 5-6 guys you've been with? Or would you just take it as she presents it and not ask any more questions?
Steve, what you got?
I'm just thinking, I keep hitting on insecurities, period, because that's all it's going to be based upon, because you're thinking, oh, damn, she did it before. And then you probing, does that mean you're even more insecure, or you're just a more prepared person? I think you should probe, especially that question is it's giving so much information so early about a person, right? And their infidelity, their being imperfect. So they're telling me, I'm imperfect already. Okay,
Right.
I didn't even hear that the first time, but
Right.
why are you imperfect? You know what I'm saying? Why did you feel you had to do that this time? And then it's probably going to be something, if it's multiple times, that you ain't really grasping with. But if she's physically attractive, we tell our stuff other things while we talking to ourselves at the same time.
Back in the day, I would, but now that I'm my age now.
So when your wife bring you an insecurity about herself, like she see another woman with a bigger booty, right? And she see you look at her. Do you discuss this with her? Right? The fact that you don't want her to have surgery, but how would you work out a little bit? I am attracted to that. You want me to be jumping on your back? I'm about that little curve be hitting in your back a little more. Be more physically active. That's what I'm attracted to.
Right.
Also, I married you for your personality.
Right.
But again, if you want this to be spicy, I don't need no erectile dysfunction pill. Know what it is? Monotony.
But hold on, though.
We
but
talked
if-
about this before.
But I'm saying, but hold on, if you met her, but if you
He a
met
romantic
her,
dude.
but
We talked about it in the office. Go ahead.
but if you met her though, and she didn't have that bump, so now all of a sudden, 'cause
We're not honest about a personality. There has to be a balance. Then I say why I married her. I'm telling the truth. You should not ignore the insecurity in your wife. And neither if she say, she likes stuff that I ain't got. I ain't 6 feet. They tell us this when we 2. You ain't light skinned enough. You ain't. But as soon as we honest, we got to get excoriated. Oh, you abusive to her. No, tell her what you like.
What I'm saying, but do you have a right though? Listen.
Yes.
No. Hold on.
Yes,
You meet somebody,
right.
and they are physically, in terms of what you see, and let's assume that based on what you saw, and intellectually, this is who I want to be with.
Yep.
So here we are. Hold on. No. Then a year later, I saw Nicki Minaj and got this extra, and I saw this person got this.
Let me speak to
babe. I want you.
I know where you going.
Hold on. So you married me. I was good. So now
All of
your
a sudden.
tastes have changed.
You were sufficient. Let me use the right word.
She has to be.
Hold
Is
on.
that fair to her?
Life is not
No.
fair. First of all,
I know.
Life ain't never been fair, right? Never been fair. Like when you ask a woman a simple question and she avoids it at the beginning of your relationship, giving you less information to still be high and stuff. Life ain't never fair.
Hang on. 1 second.
Go ahead.
So we're operating under the onus of you know what you're looking for in a person, and you also know the body type that you're looking for in a person.
No, I think more.
Well, let him go.
Hang on,
Go
hang
ahead.
on. But in this scenario specifically, you're with a person who does not necessarily represent all of the body type that you're looking for, right? But the personality is fire. So I think it's more of a conversational piece because it's like if you like a woman with a fat ass or you like a woman with big titties, like you should have already had that conversation with your girl. As in like, you're all of me. I love you. But no one understand. If it's walking by, I'm a look at it. And your girl needs to know and understand, like, don't operate in your insecurity. We can share this moment together. We can be like, yo, she does have a fat ass.
We do.
Yo, she does have big ass.
We do.
titties.
That's
You know
our
what I'm saying?
personality we got.
And then
Together.
I'm gonna work you clean the fuck out.
And know what's happening? She's
Later
less,
tonight.
and she's less insecure the next time about multiple things, not just about sex. This is it's a mental health thing as well. We all have insecurities, but when you ignore them, when you have a mate that you say I'm going to be with you the rest of my life, and you don't tell them about this insecurity, whether it's be I don't like walking in high heels because I don't look sexy, or
if
that my
that's
ass
the
ain't
case-
fat.
If that's the case, then one of the two of you failed to communicate your expectations
Correct.
to your partner.
And it may not have been an expectation. Sometimes women think things fall together like this because it was romantic. The first time you met them and the flower petals, they think everything gonna be like that, and everything gonna be good, and everything gonna be easy. But it ain't. When you got to tell them that I'm attracted to you, you ain't never been ugly, but my dick ain't getting hard no more.
Tone, is it fair? Though?
Don't
Tone,
mean
is
I
it
need
fair
a erectile dysfunction.
that you meet? Is
You
it
the
fair?
same beautiful person. You ain't the different beautiful person. You know what I'm saying? Variety is sexy. I don't care what nobody tries to
Make
deny.
sure when y'all talking, y'all directly in your
I'm
mouth.
sorry, forgive me.
So, Tone, is it fair? I mean, is it fair for you to meet her, love her, marry her from what you see? Then your taste change to say, "Hey, babe, I need you to get a boob job."
I don't think that
Taste
it's
and
never.
change.
Hold on, I'm
Exactly.
asking Tone,
I
I'm
don't think it's ever
Taste
a
and
taste
change.
change.
Well, see, to me, I think that you got to be able to deal with. You can call them insecurities or whatever, but I think it's based on being selfish, because selfishness is what we all have. We all are selfish to a certain degree. So you got to look back at yourself and say, "Is this selfish? Do I have to?" I married that way. She didn't have that, so now because of my own desires, you get what I mean? Is it really? Do I got to place that on her? We already been married. Is that even
So when
fair
you say
to her?
place this on her, that means not having a conversation. Then I can not have a conversation
But you could be selfish
about how I feel.
But you could be selfish too.
Definitely, everybody accomplish something. You have to be selfish.
But
to do a record, produce a record.
But
you gotta put
it's not
everybody
gonna
away.
it's not gonna keep your marriage though. That's not gonna keep your marriage.
I get it.
You got it. So here's the thing: marriage. I'm not gonna use this. I'm gonna use just some pieces of it. Marriage to me is something like a business, running a business. You have to be able to understand what's going on with your business. You gotta. Some things will work. Some things not gonna work. I don't care what you say. You're gonna find yourself lonely. That's what you're gonna do. And now when you shift it back over to the actual marriage, in my marriage, I got to make sure that whatever I do, it benefits both of us, not just me. I'm not gonna be in that relationship. She gonna be mad at. She gonna be mad at you. You're not gonna have those because you come into her. You have stepping. You come in. Wait a minute. Who you just been looking at?
Now,
Because
see,
all of a
now,
sudden
we got
now you
nuances
want
of
me to have this
conversation.
developed body. Where you been around?
Now,
I mean,
see, we have
that's what we're gonna
nuanced
shift
conversation
to.
that go to other things. Now, if you would interview people that know me, selflessness is what I am. But when we're talking about an issue about sexuality, what turns me on, I'm gonna stay on it, and I'm gonna talk to you, even if your feelings gonna be crushed.
I'm talking about
And
a body change. though.
Whatever.
A body
What I'm
change
saying
is totally
if you've never
different.
been-
That's
listen to me for a
different.
second. If you've never
That's
been
different.
athletic, right? You just ran the streets because you was a pickup girl for the dope boys. You ain't never did none of these to curve that, right? Because all I'm saying is don't get no surgery. Don't do that because your health. I love you.
Right.
But guess what? I'm an athlete all my life. You gonna work out. You gonna do some donkey kicks. You gonna kick back because that's what I'm attracted to. So we gonna be together. I want to be attracted to you forever. Or to when it run out, then well, I'm still hit you on it when you 80 years old. But
Right.
again, work out. I want to see you looking.
Okay, so let
best.
me ask you this. Same, I get that. And I respect that. You know, I ain't gonna put no name. Okay, so here's the thing. In order for that to happen,
Great conversation too, guys. Infidelity is because women scared of this conversation, but
Yeah.
they kill you for it, kick you out the house for it, stab you, murder you for it.
Yeah.
Great conversation.
but I'm gonna say this. In terms of the workout, if you want that to happen, the first thing she's going to be, if she's not motivated to work out, if she don't see you doing it,
Definitely not.
she's not going to do
She's not
it.
into
So
that.
if that's something that you're trying to mold her into, then sometimes if you, depending on the husband that you are, the woman will follow. Depending. It just depends. Now, if she see you doing it, then and you might say, come on, baby, let's go to the gym together. You know, you get your routine. Oh, girl, you know you looking good. I like that. You see what I mean? Then she might start going. But if you just say, go to the gym.
You need to work out.
Yeah,
more.
you need to work out. Oh, that's not
That
happening.
ain't
If
happening
anything,
anyway.
she gonna be mad
And
at
I like
you. know what I mean?
results. So
Yeah.
she is doing it. You know what I'm saying? What I like about that, because she know who I am. Always, my dad said me, still play tennis. That's in my blood, dude. So you gonna be doing some physical activity, jump rope, something. Even my little step grandson. That's just how I breathe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and when the result, I seen. I went to school with great female athletes.
Right.
Beautiful, dude. Woo! That shit turned me on. 45, 50. But when you're out of shape, at least the laziness, slothfulness, all of those things consort together to me.
Right.
Now, I'd got into another subject, but not really. How about sacrifice for me? Work out. I sacrifice for you. I cook. I do all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Deal with this bullshit, these stepkids, everything. Stuff people don't see. So I do sacrifice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it does have to be a balance. Beautiful person, personality, giving. She's beautiful, loving. But damn, sex is there for a reason.
Are these things communicated or are they not?
To me, yeah, I'm bringing up a subject. To me, yeah,
What
it's
I'm
cool.
saying is, are we operating under the pretense that I'm telling you what it is that I'm interested in? I'm
Correct.
telling you what it is that I want to see. Because we talk about marriage, we talk about manhood, we talk about directing women, right? If you're in a position where you're not telling your significant other what it is that you're looking for, what it is that you desire, what it is that you want, how can you then hold her accountable to what that end result is? And so
Yeah.
it's like, it's one thing to tell your woman, go work out. That's not gonna fly for anybody, right? Even if she told you the exact same thing, you're gonna have questions. However, if you, just like you said, Tony, if you lead and you go to the gym and then she sees that you're making change, it's more likely going to be easier for her to fall in line with that. Like, okay,
Right.
baby, I see you. Copy. I'm about to go to the gym with you. I'm about to get my shit together. Again, everything is conversational. Everything is communication. It's like if you have an expectation, but you don't tell the other person that you're with that you have this expectation, can you really hold them accountable?
I think this is true with platonic relationships as well. Any relationship, friendship, communication. I'm glad podcasts are being ran by young men and older men, middle-aged men, because we don't dialogue enough.
Right.
Because the first thing we think to do is put up this, and we know how to do everything else physical and everything else confrontational. So this is a great thing, great start. And even though I may be playing devil's advocate as if I don't give a fuck about females' feelings, somebody got to be that person. You know what I'm saying? In this room, so I'll be that person.
Yeah.
But again, you have to confront your insecurities as well. When I ain't feel like working out, hey, you been working out for 6 weeks, why you stop? She say something to me. Would I always taken good? Because my coaches cuss me out of the pores. I'm used to that type of coaching, figuratively, right? I'm cool with it. I wish my dad would have pushed me more. You know what I'm saying? He was like, oh, you ain't got to play football if you want to. He only play tennis. I wish he would have been like one of them. He wasn't. But again, you can't get everything you want even out of your father. You know what I'm saying? He was there. So you got to move the fuck on. But again, I like the fact that we dialogue and like you said, communicating with the person earlier But sometimes that ain't the overwhelming feeling earlier, like my sexuality, everything was swinging earlier. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta,
Move your mic when
Steve,
you
right,
move.
right.
Move your
Topics
mic
come
when
up.
you
No,
move your mic
that
when
way.
you
topics
move.
come up when they come up sometime in your mind, and when it, in the context. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. Just honesty though, and bringing it up, and talking about it. Avoid it. I can't stand it. Like when she's talking about, I want to talk about it. Me and my boy are like this. We process things quick. We want to talk about it now. No, and driving off. I can't stand that. That's when they get me right. Since
drive
college, undergrad.
But let me ask you this. So let's surface back. Let's pull it back in. Okay, so we looked at this situation where we said, will we give it a second thought if this woman said, hey, listen, I've been this cheater. What would you do? So in that same vein, what if she was a crackhead? What if she did drugs and said, hey, listen, hey, baby, I smoked dope with all these other guys, but I don't think I'm going to do it no more.
Are you seeing a crackhead physically in her?
The answer
Obviously
is-
not, right?
I don't know. I'm drawing it out. I don't know. Maybe she was
better draw
low
it all
key.
the way out, though.
No, maybe she low key with it. I don't know. I'm using it in the same vein. So just like you still
Forgiveness
going to
is
have
past. That's what we're talking about. Past. Right?
exactly.
Forgiving
We
the
going by
insecurities of
what
people's past,
the
correct.
narrative of what was put out. You know what I mean? We talked about this. So would you look at that in the same area? Because see now, can we look at some people would say that cheating could be some type of sickness. You know what I mean? Where they're addicted to sex. You get what I mean? So just like crack cocaine, we obviously know is a drug and be addictive, right? So how will we look at? Can't we take that same vein and say, wait a minute, I'm gonna be checking you out now? You get what I mean? Because you said you used to do drugs, and you just stopped because you met me.
Yeah, you have to check that out. That substance thing is
100%.
for her life.
Well, but can you do the same thing? What if I'm addicted to sex?
Well,
It's
how
the
do
same
we
addiction.
diagnose
Some
that?
people would
Because,
tell
we
you
got
that.
people in counseling or go to these addiction camps to get
Right.
off trial or
Right.
get lower sentences. So how do we
Right.
diagnose sex addiction, really, right?
You can go, but is something that is you can be
It is a
diagnosed.
diagnosis
with.
for it now.
Yeah,
I
right.
understand.
Sex
but-
addiction is a
But
diagnosis.
alcoholism, we all can diagnose that.
Right.
You just
Is sex addiction? I don't know.
And I think
Is it
that's
real,
more
though? Come on,
that's
we're
worse
men
though.
at the end
But
of the
that'd be
day.
worse.
But hold on.
Dangerous
So we're
HIV,
men.
yeah.
So I'm glad you said that.
No, low key, because you ain't gonna know if I'm addicted to
And
sex.
some people know and still having open sex with HIV and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Forget that part. I'm saying the fact that you addicted to sex is where we at. So how would you know? That's even more dangerous. Because you say I'm a low key slow down because I met you. I gotta check some stuff out with
I
you.
think that-
Behavior you can check
You
out.
said a man because I want to challenge
ahead,
you on that,
go
but
ahead,
you was
go
about to make the statement about you struggle with it, and I'm a man. Expand on that because I have a question for you.
What I mean is, at the end of our day, first off, I'll say it like this. I think that Sigmund Freud was kind of spot on in a lot of his analysis. Mind you, there's a lot of psychological, reading, studies that you can follow, but there's a lot of childhood trauma that we all suffer from that shape us into the human beings that we are today. So, if in the event that something was taken from you, or if in the event that you were exposed to sexual trauma at an extremely young age, that can manifest in your sexual identity today. Now, we're men, right? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of situations where in our lives, like, come on, we go out and we go get it. We are accustomed to conquering. We all find our places in life right now, this second, but as a result of taking, as a result of conquering, as a result of not being satisfied with our place, and then making our place in this world. So that also extends to sex. It also extends to your woman, your women. It also extends to, are you married? Do you have a side chick? Are you married? Do you carry a stable? Are you in a relationship? What other women do you have going on in your life? That's the point that I'm trying to make.
So
right or
are
wrong.
you suggesting, or are you saying that having the, like Kevin Samuel said, exercising your options when it comes to women is one and the same with the male gender? I mean, men, this is what our gender. This is what we do. This is part of who we are.
There's no other animal in nature that practices fidelity. There's no other animal in nature that is faithful. 100%.
It's not natural, is it? Another subject.
Now,
No.
birds.
Okay, I'm glad. I'm about to get on that. I want to.
Birds, right? Penguins,
Yeah.
right? Penguins.
Yeah, that's the only one.
I'm not trying to air myself or anybody else out here, but what I'm trying to say is there's no warm-blooded mammal in nature that exercises fidelity. Not one. We as human beings are supposed to do this. Now, I'm not saying that it's impossible. I'm saying it's improbable. Because for the 70 to 80 years of life that we all have, prayerfully, for the 70 to 80 years of life that we all have, I don't think that it's realistic for a man in any capacity to be with simply one person for the rest of his days. That's where I got off earlier. When we talked about is it a deal breaker? For me, no, because I'm considering myself. I'm considering how would I move? How would I like to be forgiven in this world, right? I'm saying that if I were to be cheated on, I need to find out the root cause as to why I was cheated on. I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. No, absolutely not. I'm going to ask the follow-up questions. How was I insufficient for you? Now, I would like to be treated in the exact same regard, because if I step out, even though the relationship could be good, if in the event that I step out, there has to be a reason behind it. There has to be. And I'm not saying that you're insufficient as a woman. I'm not saying that sex is bad. I'm saying there has to be something behind that. Now, we can go all the way back to my childhood and find out what that is, or we can talk about what the situation is in the moment and why it is that I stepped out.
Why is it infidelity? You know, women that will stay through physical abuse, through everything else, right? We all do. We all seen it, right? But we know women that will deal not at all with being cheated on, right? Why is infidelity seem like worse than even physical or verbal or emotional abuse?
I think for women it's because of the
Embarrassment. Just that? I thought you said
Wait a minute.
something deeper than
Say
that.
it again. What you said. Say
Just
it.
that? Really?
I think it's the embarrassment.
But what did you say again?
Well, just the fact that infidelity seems to be the law, the commandment that you cannot break.
Fuck
Right.
around
Right.
and be out in public with another woman.
That
Fuck
hurts, right?
Fuck around and buy another woman something.
But don't be
else.
throwing no baby up that's yours too. That's you.
Fuck around and have a kid with another woman. That's what I mean when I say
be playing with him in the park or
embarrassment.
something?
That's what I mean, because
Yeah.
But why
For
do we
women, I
do it
think-
then? If we know that those are things that we shouldn't be doing, embarrassments.
it's supposed to be a one-off. It's supposed to be a one-off.
He-
I slid. I'm
He talking about
gone.
baby. He asked you why you had a baby, or you asked.
So
If you have a kid,
So
there's
the
some
question
intent.
then, if you've concluded that it seems like you all are in alignment with this argument you're making, why get married?
Right.
Why?
That's true.
Why? Hold on.
I got an answer for
Why
that.
get? Why?
Black man
get
who
to that
hurt
shit,
you?
though.
You know,
Who hurt you, black man? I'm just-
Something you said about a business. Business.
like
That's
who?
why you get married sometimes.
Why even?
Companionship.
Can you have companionship without marriage?
Definitely.
Why get married? Why say commit? I'm going
It's a
to say to
business
you,
relationship, man.
I'm going to hold on. Hold on. Don't you-
I'm trying to wait.
but
I'm anxious.
But Tone and I, we've been doing business for years, right? But I can't come to him and say, "Oh, we in this business relationship because of who I am. I'm going to violate this relationship and hurt you in this relationship. And since that's just who I am, you got to be okay with it."
Right.
Although at the beginning I agreed to operate in this
Exactly.
in this agreement.
Exactly.
So
That's right.
so my thing is and I want to build on this because we can probably
many
conflate too.
conversations. So,
Because in terms of our theme, Black Men Who Hurt You, I want to continue to talk about that. But also, Tone said something early, right? He said, and I'm gonna paraphrase. He mentioned, in this business relationship, a relationship can be a marriage, can be like a business. He said that when you make decisions, you have to make decisions that benefit the business or the whole, or it becomes selfish. So
And contentious and all of that.
right.
Same thing.
So my question is, let me throw this out here, and I want to build upon this as well. That when we say black men who hurt you, is it okay? This is another question. Is it okay when we think about the slap, Chris Rock, right? Mm-hmm. We got the slap, and is it okay for, if Jada felt this way, I don't know if she did or didn't, that he was protecting my honor?
That's correct.
It's okay for him to do that. So is it okay for a woman? Does it hurt us when you, in the name of protecting your honor, to us to do something that could potentially not kill our reputation, get us locked up, get us put in jail? Because we can be out in public and someone can call your woman a bitch, and she might say, "What you gonna do about it?"
You asked that earlier.
Say you step to him.
Yeah, you asked that
You
earlier.
slap the man, cut him up, shoot him. You in prison. So if she's actually do something in the now that will actually put you in a position where you can't protect her in the long run. So is it okay for a woman to ask us to protect her honor at the expense of us potentially doing something that can get us locked
You
up?
do have to protect.
Depends on what it is.
Yeah.
though. I
In
think
the
it
context
depends on
of a
what it is.
relationship, there's so many things you should not ask your
As
man
a
to
man,
do.
you're a provider and a protector.
Correct. I want my girl too. If somebody whooping my ass and I was handling, but it was, you better come do something. We're a team. And just like you said, why we do it? When she gave me, and some people do get ultimatums, like, we've been living together this long, you ain't married me yet. She kind of gave me something like that. And in a nanosecond, I made an assessment like, damn, sex is good, because it was. Beautiful person, kids, been through an abusive relationship. That nigga ain't shit. But the kids are still level. She's been sacrificed. She's solid. She's strong. Assessment. You know what? I think I will marry you. I'm 51 years old. Everything. That's how it wasn't romantic. You know what I'm saying? It was like a business decision. Yep. I think you my mate. I think we do a good team, make a good team. That's how sometimes it is, man. I think most of the time. That's how it is.
But let me
Like
let
I
me
said, to the point of companionship.
Yeah.
I believe that is the reasoning behind marriage.
switch back to the
You're
smack
on-
though.
you-
Keep on that smack though, because that. But here's the thing now: if you want to get in the name of this topic, that incident is the definition of it to me. Black man who hurt you. Will Smith, to me, didn't smack him based on something he felt he had to do in terms of defending his wife. He said in his book, I think he wasn't there for his mother.
Yeah,
and he couldn't protect his
His
mother.
dad, yeah.
And this man was already emotionally bothered. And this situation happened. He felt like, let me stand up for her honor now. You get what I mean? So he walked up there and smacked this man, not knowing what the repercussions could have been. Because what if he would have knocked the crap out of him? You get what I mean? What if Chris Rock would have just, you know what I mean? And this could have been a whole embarrassment moment. He didn't see that. He didn't even care about that. This man said, hey, listen, this happened to me before. I'm not going to let her down. So he walked up there and he smacked this. This was past her honor. This was more about him. Get his book. I'm not even
I know
trying to get people
about
to
the
get his
abuse of his
book.
dad. And people psychoanalyze it down to that. You can say a lot of people do things because of what happened in the past, what they've witnessed, like you said, abuse and violence around them in relationships with their dad and stuff like that. But
Will Smith and Jada Pinkett should have left.
Yeah, they should have left.
And then Will should have had a conversation.
my man Earthquake said at some point, the comedian, he said,
Get your mic. Put your mic on there. Put
She
your
don't
mic.
love him like that. It ain't the passion. Ain't
No,
there
I don't
like
think
that.
so.
Will
I don't
Smith is
think
the
so.
most disrespected black man in the
I
United
don't
States
think
So,
of
I mean,
America, homie.
when you got a public
Every
relationship
time
like
Tupac
that,
birthday come around, she dropping some shit.
this thing like that, when
All the time.
you publicly
Bro,
have a public relationship,
most
I mean,
disrespectful.
very talented couple, but again, there's passion. Because my children's mother said this about our relationship. There's no passion, in her Creole thing. Like, and she was telling the truth. It's easy for her to help start to break up before I could. It ain't easy to say, especially when her house on the deed, name on the deed. Like, and my dad said, "Nigga, your house stay on the deed," and my shit
Right.
all on the lawn in West Bloomfield.
Right.
First, okay, we're gonna stay there for a minute till you can move out. Then when she started getting built up emotionally, y'all ain't together. I don't care how big the house is. Motherfucker, get your shit and go. Because she's thinking about who you going to see after work. You know what I'm saying? Like this. Once it's over, it's over. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me ask you this question. Let me get this direct answer in
Correct.
this area. Would you have done what Will Smith did?
Nah, because somebody that long a walk was about at least 50 yards, seemed like to me. So again, it's a plane of thought. It's gonna come in there sometime,
Right.
and it looked like a pull punch to me because they Hollywood. So when he threw it, I swear. the
Well,
left hand
that was one of his
automatically was gonna
moves.
go up.
But let me ask you this. Let me draw this out of you then. Okay, so did you think that he was? Did you think he did the right thing?
Of course not.
I think he was within his rights.
But no,
Do
he
I-
didn't do the
do I-
right thing.
Do I think that
What do you
he
mean
did-
within his rights?
As men, we are both providers and we are protectors.
But how do you protect her by She should be able to take that and be embarrassed. This is why
Because
I
it
like
wasn't no
women.
harm that was
Women
placed
should
towards
be able to
her.
be embarrassed in public, dude.
Right.
No.
This is a subject. Yes, they should be. They human beings,
I
man.
disagree.
Well, again, we can.
But
That's an
tell
impasse.
me
You know
what
how
you
you get an impasse?
Tell me
That's
why did you
forever.
disagree? What do you mean you disagree?
A woman's honor should never be taken lightly.
She's still not honored, brother. It's over. He dishonored her. You can't take that back.
No, okay.
But
so
go ahead, Dave.
So he disrespected her then.
You said dishonored. Let's stay with that word. It's more powerful.
Those are the same things.
Okay.
If you take away my woman's honor, you're disrespecting.
But now, in what sense did he dishonor her?
I don't know, because to be honest with you, I
like you,
Will
honest
Smith,
brother. I like that.
Will Smith
I thought that was good.
I like him, though.
He's straight up.
Will
Yeah.
Smith was Chris Rock. I'm sorry, was joking on everybody, and he decided he wanted to focus in on Jada Pinkett Smith.
But
right?
what did he say wrong?
Thank you. I don't know that.
But y'all
That's
been
why
watching
I
shows for
don't
y'all
know.
whole life, man. Every comedian that opens up a show since Billy Crystal doing the Oscars like 20 years ago, whoever done had it. You know what I'm saying? They do. Comedians are the best hosts because they can carry the whole show.
Yeah.
That's why they there.
See-
They should be able to say anything. They
So,
always have
but
been.
the thing about it, though, until you walk the mile in the man's shoes, you don't know. Since you'll never get that opportunity, we can't determine. Like Tone asked the question. He said, "Well, what did he say that was wrong?"
Thank you.
Like we're on the outside, but the
know
point
that.
is, we're on the outside looking in. Only he could determine. Will could determine if I see that. I can't determine that. We can't determine that for Will. So clearly, he said something that you said because ultimately, when he sat down, he said,
Keep my wife's name out
right.
of
So
my mouth.
whatever he said, he determined, and he's the one that will make the determination
Exactly.
that hold on, that was wrong or whatever the case may be. So based on his perspective, this made sense. Where I disagree with Steve and agree with you is some things we attach to gender. Okay. Some things I just want to attach to humanity. And to your point, I don't agree when we say, she should take the embarrassment. No human. I don't think that's a human thing. I don't think
Should
that's
be
a
subjective
white
to it.
thing. I don't think that's a male thing. I think no human should I be okay with someone I love and I'm connected to
disrespected.
be disrespected, dishonored, or be embarrassed, and I'm okay with it.
Yep.
Is the efficacy of that, is it going to stop any future embarrassment? I could beat his ass to the gristle, and he can say a joke the next day. If he a tough comedian, he going to say the next one day.
I
And
just
so again,
Yeah.
there's so many brothers in jail indirectly because of women. Like you said, either defending one, trying to impress
Get
one.
that mic, get that mic.
Half of us in prison
Yeah.
because of women indirectly, right? Y'all right?
Yeah.
But dude, everybody is human. Every Homo sapien deserves to be able to take this shit on, be strong enough to survive life.
Well, let me ask you this
Women or
question.
men?
Let me ask you this question. Do you think this would have happened with any other couple? If this would have happened, let's draw some out.
No.
Let's draw out
I agree with him. Not at
Denzel
all.
Washington and his wife.
No, not at
Well,
all.
You know what I mean? Listen, I guess my mindset is that this was way
on
beyond
with
out
that.
of the
That's what I
ordinary
see.
of things that would have happened. You know what I mean? Because see, my thing is that a man. Here's the thing. When you use the word honor, let's jump on that because that makes sense. But here's the thing. Me as a husband, as a man, I have to be able to make a rational decision. I have to be able to sit there. It don't matter what happened. I have to see, okay, so these some things, it's some serious chain of events that's happening here. So I need to make sense to myself to say, wait a minute, if this word going up here, walking down here and smacking this man in his face because he said G.I. Joe. I would have said, no, baby, that don't make sense. You just gonna have to go through that you gotta take that. You got to take that one because he didn't disrespect you. In my alarm, it's just going to come up with, I don't think I heard this. And then he laughed before this happened. He
Even
was
if you
laughing.
at Joe Louis Arena when it gets grisly and your girl beautiful and all these crazy niggas
Right.
back in the day trying to holler at her, you
Right.
know how you got to make the decision. Just
Exactly.
Like you said,
Yeah.
when you ain't got to prove to everybody you physically fit to fuck
Right.
a nigga up, but you may know you are, but the odds ain't in your favor.
Right.
So-
and when you see that, like, damn, it's three of them. Them niggas gristly. They really real.
Yeah.
You got to make that decision. Don't fuck what she thinking about
Yeah.
her, man. Oh, he didn't stand up for me. There's some women like that will get you killed.
Yeah,
In that
they
they
get
don't
you
assess
killed.
anything.
He was proving that thing to himself. I'm gonna be honest.
she's
I
not
really don't believe this was about
said
her.
that. You asked the question.
Yeah, but he was trying to prove that to him.
He was.
Will was trying to prove it to him. He didn't think this through. Now he's paying the price. he's paying the price in a lot of ways. And just like who was that? What's my man name? Smiley, Ricky Smiley. Ricky Smiley said, "Man, you should have took that brother to the back. Then if you want to get in his face, get in his face. But take him to the back and say, hey, look, you need to go back up there and apologize to my girl."
He wouldn't hit too many other comedians, dude. They work too hard for that.
You're right.
Whooped his ass.
But my thing is, he said he should have took him to the back and discussed it there, and then brought him. Then they went up. These two black men.
They know each other too. That's the thing.
These two black men that's sitting here looking like crazy. Well, Will Smith looked like the crazy person. Then you're gonna have an emotional breakdown and get an award. This man is challenged. The black man who hurt you, somebody hurt him. You know, and he talked about his father and the abuse. So this went deeper than just that. This man was, homosexual video, movie. You know what I mean? Everybody was kind of like putting him out, calling him this nice guy. I think emotionally he had enough. He sounded like he snapped on stage.
I mean, who could take
You know
that
what I mean?
lifestyle? I don't think I could. To stardom and then stratosphere and then living that lifestyle openly, even though they own a compound, everything they talk about it. Their fault a lot of times. They're putting all this stuff out in the
Exactly.
open. I don't just want to blame social media. Even before, rumor and innuendo always been out there, but again, it's so tenfold
Right.
now, so readily fast, and so it got to be hitting them, like you said, to
Mm-hmm.
walk that far. He's a very bright guy, very bright guy.
You had time.
You know what I'm
to
saying? You put your
Still walking.
I always tell you, you put your business in the street. There's
Yeah.
enough people that's
You
gonna
open the
drag
door.
it.
You open
put
the
it
door.
out there,
That's
Yeah.
history.
and
Right?
I
Yeah.
think there's some type of demonic force in Hollywood. People,
Yeah.
Hollywood man has
They
a way. That's
crazy.
what Dave
Yeah,
Chappelle.
they'll slut
you
you
think
out.
about all that money,
They'll slut you
and he
out.
said, "I'm
Yeah.
gone."
Yeah.
And went into Africa. Where did he go? He just walked away from Chappelle
Yeah, he went
show,
to- he
which
said-
was
yeah,
off
yeah,
the
yeah.
charts,
You
number
walk away
one.
from? That's what I asked you
South
guys.
Africa, Ghana,
What could you
Cameroon.
walk away from? Like, what is your limit? What do you need material wise? Because I don't need a lot, right? What do you guys need?
Money wise,
I see
money.
you rolling up what you rolled in, right? So what you need? You need that?
But
Okay, that's what I'm saying. But what you need?
what you talking about? Money wise?
Material wise, maybe a house, comfort wise, a certain community. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have certain things.
I think for me the question is what do I have to do to get it? Because I can use the $50 million.
You say in Detroit,
I can use the
stay off
$50
Grand
million.
River.
Is what I got to do
I'm
to
saying,
get
would
it.
you live off Grand River? Like, if you had a nice little 2-family flat, you fix it up. Was that where you was make your home for the rest of your days?
Grand River and what?
Detroit.
I'm
Detroit.
I'm in the Lower East Side. Of
So I
Detroit.
know you already see you back in
I plan on staying in the Lower East Side of Detroit.
I like that.
For the rest of my life.
See,
Meaning,
there it
buy
is.
a house, rent
Right.
that house.
Would you do that?
I personally don't need for things. I need for, like I said, companionship. I need for my woman.
Will you get this
I need
conversation
for
with
some
most
more
guys
kids.
that y'all know? Like, we for here talking about, like he said, he don't need this, he need companionship. Do guys talk about things like that y'all know?
What
It
companionship?
depends on.
Think about, even say that word.
It depends on.
I've
No,
heard
see,
it.
I
It's a
don't-
long time.
I mean, I'm going
I've
to
heard
educated stuff.
companionship.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I could. Yeah, I know he and I have discussed. Had
You
this
guys,
discussion.
outside of this,
Tone and I have
Yeah.
had this discussion
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
love, companionship,
Y'all been
relationship,
together for years,
marriage.
though, right? So
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it is. These are.
It's not common. People
right.
just sit there and talk about it. But I'm saying,
We're shooting the shit. We're shooting a podcast right now.
you get too deep.
Because, like,
You ever get too deep with some guys that's gangster?